let's do this again by, again, looking at them separately. We could look at them all together. When I was looking at some online tutorials, some people did all of it together, so they got a common denominator for everything. So that is a method. So if you learn it that way, or if you look online and they have a suggestion that way, feel free to use it. I just like to look at things separately. I think it's easier to kind of take it in pieces, and then it's easy to keep, change, flip at the end. So there's a couple methods, but any of them will get you to where you need to be. All right, and maybe I'll show it to you if it looks like it would work easier for you, but let's look at it this way first, okay? So the numerator is, okay, so let's just do it this way. Instead of writing it out again, you guys know that we work out the numerator, 2 over x minus 4, and let's work out the denominator, 2 over x plus 3. All right, so let's work these out separately. The common denominator here would be an x, okay? Remember, any time you need to make a whole number a fraction, or any polynomial, whenever you need to make any type of fraction, remember you just put a 1 underneath. So we're going to put a 1 under there, and let's go ahead, put a 1 under there, okay? So now when you compare, the common denominator is x, so that means that we need to multiply the bottom by x and the top by x in this case, okay? So when we do that, the common denominator, because that 1 really isn't going to change anything, the common denominator is going to be x, and then that's going to change this numerator to 2 minus 4x. All right, common denominator, then I just rewrote the numerator. So same idea here, the common denominator between those two is just an x as well. All right, that changes our fraction to look, remember we want to put them together, that's why we're making it larger. So an x in the denominator, and that's 2 plus 3x. So if you notice, it looks pretty similar, okay? Now that we have simplified the numerator and simplified the denominator, now we divide the two pieces. All right, this one I think actually might seem a little bit easier. I know you've got a homework that's a little bit like this. All right, so when we divide this fraction by this fraction, just like on the other example, we said keep, change, flip. So we are going to keep this as, let me go ahead and write it in black. 2 minus 4x over x. We're going to change this to multiplication. We're going to flip this, x over 2 plus 3x. And then in this case, thankfully, something actually crosses out. So what crosses out, we have an x on top and an x on bottom. So we can cross those out. Okay, remember, the 2's cannot cancel because they are coupled with an x term. So now we just go straight across. Now this does have a GCF. So if you'd like, you could say that's 2, and then that's 1 minus 2x over 2 plus 3x. Okay, again, you still can't cancel those. This one, if there was a 2 somewhere, you could, but this one is still coupled with the 3x, so it's got to stay in its pair. So I did GCF just because we always want to factor first, factor last. In this case, we didn't have to worry about the first. But that way, if I saw anything, I'd go ahead and I'd cancel it. So hopefully that helped out a little bit. There's a little bit more to it that you're going to see like towards the end of your homework. So I'll make sure to do one of those as well so that you can follow them and hopefully maybe lead through it a little bit, and then we'll talk about it more in class. All right?